Hi guys, I'm back for another video today, and today I'm going to share you my update for my Panda palette. So before I show you where I am today, I'm going to go through the goals that I had for last time. And if I remember correctly, my main goal was to hit pan on the shade Bubbly, which is the golden shade in the palette. And then for a bonus goal, I wanted to hit pan on either Bear or Bliss, which is the shades that I use for setting my eyeshadow base and as well as my crease color. So I will now insert the picture of where I was last time. And you guys, this is where I am today. I hit pan on all three of them. So I hit my goal, definitely. But I also hit pan on both Bliss and Bear. And I'm so excited about it. I feel like I am doing really well. I have pan on half of the shades. And three of them, these three here, have pretty significant pan in my opinion. But I will go through the shade one by one. So this first shade right here is called Bear, like I mentioned, and I use this shade every single day to set my eyeshadow base, and I have worn this down pretty flatly since I use a really fluffy brush in this shade. It is pretty thin all around the pan. However, this is a very densely packed shade, so I don't foresee myself using that up in the near future, but I have a really nice dip going in that shade. Next up we have Kitten. This shade is just a really nice champagne shade. It's one of my favorite shades in this palette. It is stunning and it's one of the most reflective shades I ever come across. Although I haven't really used this shade that much since I've been focusing on Bubbly, but I used this maybe 2 or 3 times in the last month. Next up we have my transition shade, which is called Bliss. I use this every single day as well, and just as with Bear, this shade is very densely packed, so I think that it will take a really long time to go through, but I'm really happy that I managed to hit pan, because that means that I'm at least doing some damage to it. This isn't as flat as Bear because I use a more pointy brush in it. But I'm working away on it, and I'm working on it every single day, like I said, so hopefully I will be able to expand the pan in the next month. The next shade in the palette is this shade right here called Sunset. I have this on the other third of my eyes today. I've really been loving to pair this shade with the shade Bubbly in the last month because it creates like a really nice sunset look, and that's what I have on my eyes today. I haven't used it as much as previous months though, and I'm not sure how much I expanded the pan in this one, but I definitely want to wear this a lot more now when it's getting to summertime, because I feel like this shade is really stunning for the warmer months. So the last shade in the first row of the palette is this one called Sandstone. This is just a dark matte brown, and I mentioned last month that this was one of the shades that I've been reaching for the least. But I really pushed myself into using this. I actually used this a little bit to deepen up my crease by using a little bit more of a precise crease brush. So I have a little bit of a dip in it. I'm not sure how much you can pick it up on camera. I think you can see it right there that I have a little bit of a dip. But I'm working away on this shade, but I doubt that I will be able to finish it before the end is up. But I'm gonna do my best and try to get as much use out of this one as I can. And then for the next row, the most exciting shade this month, which is Bubbly. This has been the center of attention this whole month. I really worked hard on hitting pan on that, and now I have a really significant pan. I actually think that the dip in this is larger than in Kitten, but I like these shades a lot, both of them. I do actually prefer Kitten, I think, but Bubbly would look amazing on me, especially now when I'm getting a bit more sun, because I think this will look stunning when I have a tan later in the summer. So I'm going to continue working on this as much as I can now in the summertime. So next shade in the palette is this shade called Gilded Gold. This is also a shade that I've been loving to pair with Bubbly. I used it the same way as I used Sunset. I just put that on the outer thirds of my eyes. And that created a really nice look. This is a medium brown, and it turns out pretty warm on the eyes, which I really like, so I think it paired really well with Bubbly. I had quite a big dip in this shade as well, as you can see, and I think that one of my goals for next month will probably be to hit pan on this shade. So next up in the palette we have the shade Luster. This is one of the shades that I use the least in this palette. I think I only use this one time maximum. I don't even know if I used this last month, which is probably really bad. But I just find it really hard to use. It's just like this really like black and grayish brown, and it's just not very flattering that I like find. I will play around with the shade, but I think this is one that I will have to use more in the winter time and fall time, because it is really dark for this time of year. I may use it to darken up some looks, but currently I've been working on this shade instead. So we'll see, but I really need to make an effort to using this shade, because I think this will be one of the ones that I struggle with the most to finish. Second to last in the palette we have Night Sky, and this shade I actually really like. I'm actually really surprised that I like this shade, because I'm usually really not drawn to these gunmetal shades, but I've worn it a couple times, and I know that last time I wore a look where I paired it with a purple pinkish magenta eyeliner, and I really love that look, and I rocked that a couple more times this last month. I really haven't been focusing on this that much though, because I was trying to hit pan on Bubbly, and this really doesn't go with that, so I will probably make an effort to use this more in the next month, but I do really like the shade. And then last in the palette we have this shade called Ebony. I'm actually getting a really big dip in this shade. I'm kind of expecting myself to hit pan any day now. You never know though, but I feel like the dip is really deep. If you can see that there, like the dip is pretty significant. Although it is very concentrated, so I know that even if I hit pan, it will take a really long time to use this shade up. But I've been making more of an effort to use this as an eyeliner the times that I remember, and also the times that when I feel like it goes with the look, because sometimes I feel like it just darkens the look up too much, but I've been trying to wear it more often. So moving on to goals for this palette for the next month, I want to set one main goal and two kind of extra goals, just like I did last time. And I already mentioned my main goal, and that will be to hit pan on Gilded Gold. You can probably see that I have quite a big dip in this, and I can definitely see that there's a little bit left before I hit pan, because I see how deep the pan is when I look at the other shades, but I definitely think that I will be able to hit pan on this if I focus in on it. And I really like this shade, and it's one that I really like now when it's warmer, because it is a little bit warmer of a shade, so it goes really well now when it's spring and summertime. So that will be my first goal. As for my bonus goals, one of them will be to hit pan on the black shade Ebony. And like I said, I feel like I'm really close to hitting pan. It could be just that since the dip is so narrow, it just looks deeper, but I'm gonna try to hit pan on the shade Ebony. And then the last goal is not really a goal, it's just to get some more use out of these two shades right here, in particular this shade. I don't think that I will be able to hit pan by any means, but I really want to create a dip in this shade, because I do like it. I just kind of have to force myself to use it a bit, because I don't really gravitate towards those shades. And if I pick up this palette for every day, I usually gravitate towards these shades right here. So yeah, I just have to remember to use this, and that's why I'm setting it as a goal. And as I mentioned, I would really love to use this as well. I feel like these two would go really nicely together, so that's why I'm adding that one in as well. But I would say that my main goal is to hit pan on Gilded Gold and perhaps Ebony, and then get some more use out of Night Sky. So that was all for this update. I've been doing so well with my project pan this last month. If you haven't seen my project pan update, I will link it up in the cards, because I did some damage to my products in there as well. But I'm really happy with where I am with this palette. I'm not sure if I will be able to finish it, but I'm going to do my best, and I actually think that I'm doing pretty okay. I have like two shades that I probably will struggle with, but I am really happy with where I am. But anyways, I hope that you're having an amazing day and that you enjoyed this video. I will talk to you later. Bye guys!